fly as fast or whatever, they're going to have some predator wipe them out. Okay, I agree. That's sad and tragic, but it happens. But natural selection is simply a stabilizing force. It's not a creative force. So, I agree with natural selection, but it doesn't help your theory at all.
Well, my theory is basically that you're saying that lies shouldn't be in books, when I'm considering these lies as being observations that are written in books, and that everyone has the right to not read these textbooks if they don't want to.
Well, wait, now, slow down. No, we'll talk one time. You're saying there are lies in the books, and everyone has a right to not read those books if they don't want to. Does everyone have the right to not pay for those books if they don't want to?
Yeah, I think so.
You think so? Good. Yeah, you're on my side then. Thank you, sir. That's all I want. Don't teach lies in the books.
But we're not teaching lies in books. We're teaching observations in books. Observations lead to creativity. Creativity leads to new science, and new sciences leads to truth. And the fact is, even if you say that all these lies are in the books, right? These lies that we can't teach our kids, what are we supposed to substitute it for? Creational?
No.
But you're not saying it. You're right. What you're exactly going to say
one thing at a time. Slow down. Look, you can
the burden of proof is not on creationism. It's on us.
But if we took the lies out of the textbooks, there would still be a lot of good biology.
There would be a whole shitload of good biology.
I'm not against biology. I'm against teaching lies. It's not true that the embryo has gill slits. That was proven wrong 128 years ago.
So why are you going to replace those lies? Well, you're saying replace it with the rest of the things?
No. I don't have to find a replacement for it. It's a lie taken out. It shortens the book by 3 pages. Okay. Here's the textbook used at this university.
I have that.
Am I right?
I really like it.
On page 1018.
Well, that's actually a different example. That's not the embryology one. No. Excuse me.
The embryology?
Okay, yeah. I looked that up if you want.
Yeah, see if they find the embryology one. I just saw that without my glasses on. Because they have that section of the embryo circle. Yeah. Just check the index, see if they have embryology. So, it is your argument, we can't take a lie out of the book until I find a replacement?
If you're going to attack textbooks, you should be attacking media. You should be attacking legal law.
Wait. I'm not paying for the media. I'm not paying for the media. I'm paying for
How about this crazy idea? Your kids watch the media, they listen to lies, and then they go out and spend their money because of the media.
Okay, I'm not paying for the media.
Okay, directly you're not paying for the media.
If the media ever becomes...
Did you buy PowerPoint? Did you purchase PowerPoint?
Well, listen now, if the media ever becomes tax-funded, then we'll have the same argument.
You mean if you're not paying out of your own pocket for your own purpose? You mean you're paying it?
I don't take the newspaper. I don't want to pay for the propaganda, so I don't take it. Okay, somebody else wants to do this.
This entire presentation that you provided was based on economics.
You're missing the whole point. If we took the 20 lies out of the textbooks, that doesn't hurt anybody. It actually improves the teaching of biology.
Are you sure?
Take lies out of the books. Let me ask you this.
Take observations out of the books and what happens. Everyone knows everything about skeleton muscles and your digestive system. I can read that over and over and over again, but that's not going to make me want to be more intuitive and be more creative. And if I read something about vestigial organs and I'll be actually curious about it, because there isn't enough facts on vestigial organs. Because there are not enough facts doesn't mean it is a lie.
Wait.
So I'm gonna go ahead and study more about vestigial organs because the fact is I'm a scientist and I'm interested. But if you take out these so-called lies, you're limiting people. You're limiting education. That's basically what you're doing.
Okay. Listen to what you said. If we take lies out of the textbooks, we're limiting education. Okay. Now you need help, okay? And I'm here to help you.
And the help that I'm going to get is going to be going to that door, which is the restroom. That's what's going to happen.
Now, you can walk from the scene. Don't knock my projector off of there. Taking lies out of the textbooks is common sense. If you had a book, if you were teaching math and found a book that said 2 + 2 is 5, would you want that to be corrected? Of course. Is taking that out of the textbook, stopping education? No, it's helping education. I want you to teach evolution. If you use facts to back it up, I just don't want you to use lies to back it up. That's all. Go ahead.
I would like to refer to fossils. I'm a history. Timothy Underwood. I am a history major, and I am not a scientist. My knowledge of the question of evolution extends very little beyond general popularizations that you will find within the field. I would like to ask, you argue that all of the evidence for evolution that is put forth are lies.
No, no, no. I did not say all of the evidence for evolution is lies, okay? And the things I pointed out are lies. Those ought to be removed. Okay. All of the evidence that I'm aware of that is typically used to support the evolution theory has been proven wrong. Take it out of the books. Now, if that leaves you with no evidence, I'm sorry, get a new theory. That's one thing. Did you find gill slits in here?
No, I got two other things.
Okay, if gill slits is not in there, this is wonderful. That's a success. Berkeley is not teaching one of the 25 lies in the textbooks. Yay! Insects being resistant to insecticide.
37 of this book here, sixth edition, and it says under the title of examples of
provide evidence. Examples of natural selection provide evidence of evolution. It's on page 437. You go 2 pages over 439. Wait, don't lose it. Okay, then we find the homology. That's on 439.
Okay, so they're saying similar structures in the forelimbs is evidence of evolution. Okay, they're welcome to believe that. But similar structures in forelimbs might be evidence of a common designer. The Honda and the Toyota both have 4 wheels. That doesn't prove they came from a skateboard. It's a good design that works. So this is an example of propaganda, not science. This is right on topic here. If you're going to say majority opinion is how we're supposed to decide right from
No,
wrong.
I'm going to say that the opinion of the geneticists is how we should decide whether they come from different chromosomes or not.
Okay, the
As I
opinion
recall, in
of
those
which
tests,
geneticist?
which I have read, written by geneticists,
If a
say
geneticist-
Richard Dawkins,
Or Richard Dawkins, yeah, he wouldn't debate me either. If a geneticist is a creationist, if I can find a geneticist that has a PhD in genetics who doesn't believe in evolution, and they say, hey, Hovind's right, this is not evidence for evolution, it might be evidence for a designer, would a creationist's opinion matter? Even if he had 10 PhDs, or is he automatically disqualified just because he's a creationist? You tell me.
if he had 10 legitimate PhDs, his opinion would be valid. And it would be part of the question if
Okay.
we're going intellectual debate, if consensus opinion
Right.
within the scientific community,
Let me try to get-
i.e. the vast majority of the scientists.
I want to try to get you to see
who
a
do
bigger
not
picture
have,
here. Okay. I want to try to get you to see a bigger picture. I have several people on my staff, I think 7, who are from the Soviet Union. Okay? Including my daughter-in-law. If a teacher stood up 10 years ago in the Soviet Union and said, kids, I don't think communism works. I think capitalism is a better system. Would you agree, 10 or 15 years ago, that teacher would certainly lose his job and possibly lose their life. They certainly would end up in Siberia if they're still alive. There would be a great pressure. The teachers could honestly stand up in the Soviet Union 15 years ago and say, all teachers believe in communism. Yeah, because what happens if you don't? Okay? We've got the same exact pressure here in America, and I can show you 50 examples if you'd like, including Professor Dean Kenyon over at San Francisco State, where I was a couple hours ago, who nearly lost his job simply because he changed from being an evolutionist to being a creationist. They said, well, then you can't teach here. They took him from tenured professor to a lab assistant. I'll give you 50 examples in a minute if you'd like that. Now, I'm telling you, here at Berkeley University, the land of free speech, if a professor gets up and says, in a biology class, and says, kids, I have really doubts about this evolution theory. I think what we're teaching are lies. I don't think this stuff is true. They would lose their job. You don't have free speech here. You guys don't know the first thing about free speech at Berkeley University.
I would agree that most likely should a professor stand up and say, I do not any longer believe in evolution, he would be in extreme danger of his job. However, in a significant, because 99
Because you have to believe in evolution to teach at Berkeley.
Because
And
more than
therefore, all teachers believe in
99%,
evolution. This is what you're missing.
no, because more than 99% of the professors at all universities think that